Hey, what's up everybody? This is Osterberg501 and today I want to go over one of the craziest Strand combinations in Destiny 2 Lightfall. Now the main things you're going to need for this combination are a warlock with Strand and any weapon with incandescent. Now the things you're going to need for the Strand warlock are primarily shackle grenade and the mind spun invocation aspect, because with this aspect you're able to consume your shackle grenade, giving you Weaver's Trance, which is a buff, and I think it's for 15 or 20 seconds. It's a fairly long buff, and final blows while you have Weaver's Trance active will create a suspending detonation. Now this detonation will do AoE damage, and anything it doesn't kill, it suspends in the air, which suspend is ridiculously strong. And that's the only things you're actually going to need for this interaction to work, but there's a handful of other things that can make it work much more smoothly, such as Threat of Generation, where dealing damage generates grenade energy. That's going to be a main one if you actually want to use this in a build, because this will allow you to generally have up Weaver's Trance pretty much 100% of the time. And the main interaction here is going to come from your Weaver's Trance buff mixed with incandescence on any weapon. So how it's going to work is you're using an incandescent weapon, and when you kill an enemy with that enemy is going to blow up and scorch all enemies around it. But since you have Weaver's Trance also active, it's going to create this suspending detonation around it. Now the suspending detonation has a bigger radius than incandescence, but what's going to happen is they're pretty much going to be considering each other the same damage because it happens at the same time. So any enemy hit with the suspending detonation from Weaver's Trance, because it's a larger radius, will also be scorched like they're being hit by incandescence. And the footage showing this off is going to be a Shiro Chi, which is basically the optimal place to try this out. You'll see that I kill one enemy with an incandescent weapon and suspend goes off, then they both will hit tons of other enemies and cause a chain reaction of not only suspending detonations, but also incandescence. Because you'll see I'll shoot one enemy and another enemy halfway across the room will now be scorched just because of that chain reaction of those suspends that are also considering themselves incandescent. And there are a few armor mods that also tie into this. So first off, Ashes to Assets, which gives you bonus super energy on grenade kills, does work. These suspending detonations from your Weaver's Trance do still actually count as grenade kills. So you can generate orbs of power from those grenade kills from the mod as well. And Ashes to Assets is going to give you bonus super energy. Then you have Solar Siphon, because you're going to be using a solar weapon with incandescence. Those incandescents that are also spread by that suspending detonation are still considered a solar weapon kill. I did try this to see if for some reason Weaver's Trance would consider your weapon a strand weapon. It does not. It still is going to be based off of the actual weapon you're using, which is going to be solar. So Solar Siphon is also going to be generating you orbs of power. Then, like I mentioned when talking about the grenades, you can use firepower on your gloves, which your grenade final blows will create orbs of power. This does work off of your Weaver's Trance suspending detonations. And as you'll see in the footage, sometimes I'll kill one enemy with incandescence, it'll pop the incandescence, blow up, it'll pop the suspending detonation from Weaver's Trance, causes chain reaction, and in some of the footage I create like 4 or 5 orbs of power almost instantly from this massive just wave of detonations. And this is pretty much the entire interaction. Now there's obviously going to be a lot of other things that can tie into this and buff it in different ways. Like we mentioned, the Threat of Generation that gives you grenade energy while dealing damage will give you grenade energy back super quickly when getting big chain reactions like shown in the footage. You'll just get a ton of your grenade energy back. You could get Threat of Mind. Defeating suspended enemies gives you class energy when you actually suspend enemies, then defeat them with more chain reaction. That'll give you class energy, and tons of other things can interact with this. Other armor mods, stuff like that, can heavily interact with this, but at a baseline, this interaction is incredibly strong. But obviously it does require you have some smaller enemies that you can more easily kill, even when doing higher difficulty content where all the enemies you're facing are going to be much stronger. If you have Weaver's Trance active and you kill one enemy, everything around it, even if they don't die, they're going to be suspended, which is incredibly strong as well, because if you kill one small enemy around a champion, that champion is now suspended for quite a long time. So even though your big chain reaction of detonations didn't work like it possibly could, you're still getting a ridiculously strong effect out of this. And I do know there's going to be some other interactions that work well with this outside of incandescence, but I'm going to leave that for another video. I still want to do some additional testing on how that's all going to work and the best ways to use it. But that's pretty much all I want to go over. I hope some people create some really good builds with this, because in the optimal situations, this thing will just clear out ridiculous groups of enemies. So subscribe if you want to see more Destiny 2 or other FPS videos. Leave a like if you liked the video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think about this Strand interaction, and thanks for watching.